Good thing we've still got the match tracks out.
Wow, colour.
Loving it.
The kettle of fit. Couldn't block the wind.
So my mate Danny's been at me for a couple of years now to check out TJ's Forby Park.
He's not wrong. I've been telling him for years.
It's only a couple of hours from here. There's 5,000 acres of untouched wilderness. Could not say no to something like that. So Danny loaded up the adventure bike. He somehow convinced Dan to come along for the trip. His son's on school holidays at the moment, so they brought the camper trailer along. We'll see what we can get up to.
And then I brought up a good point.
Well, Dan just brought up a pretty good point. The storm is rolling in pretty hard. There's not going to be a whole lot of photo opportunities on the way, so I think we're going to hit the road and make this happen.
So once we told Dan there was a chance of getting the Ranger dirty, and of course there's some long grass on the way, we thought it would be easier to take the blacktop to get to TJ's.
So it looks like we spent a little bit too much time at the Tav having a few frothy ones. By the time we got to TJ's, it was getting a little bit dark, so we didn't have a whole lot of time to look around, but one spot we did find called Drop Bear Flats turned out to be absolutely perfect. So we all pitched in, we got the camper trailer set up in record time, then we all sat around the campfire, had a few beers, and worked out what kind of carnage we can get up to tomorrow. We rolled out of the swags, got straight into it, dropped the tyre pressures and started to get prepared for the day. Got a copy there, Dan?
Yeah, mate, gotcha.
Yeah, mate, I think Danny made a pretty good point last night. This track looks like it's going to head straight towards a cliff, judging by the maps. I think our best option is to probably head for that creek that's just back over near where the camp was and follow that around, because it looks like it's probably going to meet up with a river. What are your thoughts, mate?
Well, it makes sense. If it's going to head down there, I suppose that's kind of the way water flows. So I reckon we poke our noses in, have a look around, see what we can find.
Unfortunately, that lasted about 2 minutes.
In typical patrol fashion, Nick pulled out the spanner roll before he even hit the tracks. I don't even know where my bonnet latch is.
Well, it turns out that the sway bars didn't like 3.5 ton giving them a hard time, and they slapped on the first obstacle. So what it's done is it's worn the thread away. The nut hasn't come all the way off, but because there's no thread there, I can't just tighten it back up. So I'm just going to have to try and chuck a few washers in there, space it out, and just hope that that's going to be enough to hold it there. And essentially, if it snaps while I'm flexed up on something, then that can cause some serious drama. So I just sort of try and sort that out now before we hit the gnarly stuff. I sort of prefer to keep the rear sway bar in, because it's not so much about settling the rear end, it forces the front end to work harder. We sussed that out quick smart. We headed back to the tracks. That seemed to last about half an hour before the next thing went wrong. I found a bit of an exit out of the creek because there's a few logs across. Probably should have spent a bit more time having a look at it. 3 meters in, I'm down in a wombat hole, smashed the door in. It's going to be a long day.
pretty confident I won't be pushing the Ranger through.
So Nick was literally stuck between a rock and a wombat hole. So he wasn't going anywhere. Where do you want to pull off now?
Probably that black one. Probably not the best way to start the day, but I'll figure it out. I've thrown a small fortune into my winch and I love using it, so I wasn't too mad about getting stuck and having to recover myself.
Alright, credit where it's due. I had no chance following the patrol in the Ranger. I'd find an easier way around.
Well, we spent the rest of the day following through a couple of different dry creek beds, checking it out, having a look at the topo maps and see where it's going to lead us, trying to find this oasis.
It was shortly after this, I realised I was bored of riding. It was hot. I don't even like motorbikes. That's it for the bike, mate, I'm done. At this point, it was time to ask for a little bit of help. Now Jamie, he does things a little bit extreme. Mate, look, we're down in the creek. I've been the bike again, mate. This is just getting absolutely ridiculous. It is too soft. Long shot, but have you got anything up there that maybe you can help me out get through here?
Yeah, give us about a minute and a half, mate. I'll be there ASAP.
Beauty, buddy. Thank you. Yeah, mate. That'll do.
Kinds of jammed up on this rock, but still better than a good day at work, isn't it?
Pretty much sitting on as you are. So, two options. We can high lift the front up a little. Get going out. You want to wedge it?
Well, after high siding the patrol on a bit of a rock, decided to jump out. Simple recovery, it shouldn't take long at all. Hey Jamie, you want to get some logs, mate? Chuck them under the truck. need to jack it up, mate. It's just straight on its belly.
All right, mate, bring the slack in. I'll tell you what, when that winch line went, two things. We were well stuffed and Nick nearly had a cameraman to fight with. That winch line, 300 feet per second past the lens of that drone. At that point, Jamie comes up and says, yeah, okay, it's enough fun and games, but this weather's rolling in, we've got to go.
Now,
So this floods
that floods big time, mate.
when a storm comes
And
through.
it comes in quick, he's saying, like he said.
You won't see it.
All
It'll
that.
be upstream, and then we'll get it down here.
And
Then
mate,
we're stuck.
Look, I'm all for getting this done, but mate, it's going to cost us 3 cars
No, I'm not having that.
if we're stuck here. So we need to get this thing out pronto,
Yeah.
spin around and get the hell out of this creek now.
We've still got 10 k's of creek to
I
get
know,
through.
that's the problem.
Yeah, we had a problem.
It was a problem.
We've just jacked this up, thrown a heap of logs in here. I'm going to try going forward, proven to be useless. So our only real option is to try and go backwards, screw it around here, try and get up on this rock and straddle it that way to get out, because we don't have time to muck around with this anymore. We're going to go.
How you looking there, Nick? You want to go backwards yet?
Yeah, go for it, mate.
Man, how heavy is that thing? It's pulling me straight forward.
Well, I hate to admit it, couldn't recover myself, but damn was the saving grace in the Ranger. We got it out, and I feel a little bit bad about bagging him out now about it catching fire. Nah. As Jamie said, this storm's rolling in hard. We've got a couple of k's of creek bed to get through. We need to get out of here now, or we're in big, big trouble.
Well, that was one hell of a day, albeit pretty tough for me on the bike. We were expecting tough, but we weren't expecting that tough. We needed every single hand on deck, and that meant we had camera guys pulling winch ropes instead of recording. So hopefully you get the gist.
How many times do you get to hammer through a creek bed, 100k an hour in a Can-Am, get jammed up in rocks, snapping winch lines, drinking beers with your mates? What more could you want? It looks like I'm chucking a sickie tomorrow. Welcome to Red Dirt Diary.